The stamp set I'm featuring is Petal palette for my Stamps in the Mail Club, and you can learn more about that at my blog. This is the card that I'm going to show you now. It's sort of an offset gatefold where panels come together in a way that maybe you don't really expect. So it looks pretty normal from the front, but then when you open it, you realize that there's sort of an extra little flap in there. So this is a really fun way to just dress up it's sort of a normal card front, but make the presentation on the inside look a little bit different. So I can give you some simple tips. Grab your Stamps in the Mail Club packet and let's get stamping. So we have our pieces here. The cardstock is normal size, so 11 inches long by 4 1/4 wide, and it's pre-scored for you at 1 1/4 inches and 6 3/4 inches, which is kind of like normal, just with an extra 1 1/4 inch bonus added at the side. So we have our gatefold. So this end is going to come here, and this end is going to come here, and it ends up as just sort of a standard regular card size. So I'm going to grab my Whisper White here, and I like to put a little bit of tear tape here. Even just one side makes a big difference, because you want to make sure that your adhesive doesn't go outside where your cardstock is going to go, and you want to make sure that if you put the adhesive on the back of the white, that you're not sealing the card shut over here. Okay, so that's why I kind of like to just make that easy and go ahead and put that on the black itself. Okay, so there is our card front. We have another piece of this gorgeous Petal Passion Petal Palette series paper. Just love this black and white suite. I'll be so sad to see it go. And then I have a die cut oval here, and this is where our greeting is going to go. So I have, you can do anything you like. I think I'm going to do this one as a thank you card. So I'm going to grab my thank you stamp here and ink it up. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp my greeting first so that I have an idea on placement for these fun dots from the Petal Palette stamp set. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these just under our thank you, and then we'll just finish it off at the bottom. I love these dots. They're so forgiving as far as exactly where you're placing them. And then before I put my ink away, I'm going to go ahead and ink up my flower here for our die cut, and go ahead and invert this. So I have my die cut, which is lined up here, and I'm going to pop it on my stamp, and then just grab a big block, preferably bigger than this one, and press that down so you get a really nice image. Okay, so we have last thing, this little bit of the Myths and Magic Designer Series paper, which is also retiring. Man, Myths and Magic is one of my favorites. If you haven't seen my video tutorials for those, you'll need to check them out. I'm gonna miss that cute little mermaid and little dragons and all those good things. Okay, so I am going to move this just a little bit off to the right of center, because I want our flowers to have a little bit more presence here on the left side of our card. And I put my dimensionals into this side so that they will pop up above what is on the oval here. Okay, and then last thing, I'm going to go ahead and just put some snail right there on the back of my little flag, and just tuck that someplace under the left side of the roses there. So that is the front of our card really quick. This is a gorgeous stamp set. It gives you really impressive results in a really decent and short amount of time. And then I am going to go ahead and ink up my dots one more time and put some along the side here. And then one of my favorite images from this set is these branch and leaves. And I'm going to ink those up, and we'll add some of those here on this cardstock that will go on the inside of our card. And again, I love the variation in the shading and the tone of this stamp set. There's some darker tones and lighter tones, and that has to do with the way the stamp is manufactured, the texture that's put into the rubber by the artists. They really give you that great variety to the texture. So, all right, and then just again, this is sized to fit on the card front, so this is just a normal 4" by 5 1/4 inch layer, and it fits perfectly here in the center. Now I'm not going to rub across this, I'm actually going to flip it over. You always want to smush from the back side is what I say, so that you don't damage your stamping before it's super dry. Okay, so when you get ready to mail, this gets folded in here, this gets folded here, looks like a normal card from the front, but you know that it has that fun little gatefold surprise, so real subtle. Now you, of course, could vary your placement on the score line, so you can move this one over and you'd have to move that one to match. Wherever you score, you just want to make sure that this distance and this distance add up to 5.5 inches, and then you can do whatever you like with it. So gatefolds are a great way to vary your stamping. Gatefolds, flip-flop cards if you haven't seen this tutorial yet, and pop-up corner cards, another one of my very favorite ways to, see that sets up on the table like that. Another one of my favorite ways to just vary the shape of the card you're sending just for fun. So meanwhile, remember to try some monochromatic, add just a pop of gorgeous color with whatever you happen to be feeling happy about at the moment, and let me know if you need a Stamps the Mail Club kit. I enjoyed sharing video tutorials with you, and I look forward to stamping with you again soon. Happy stamping!